First from Sweden, Truls Moregard. And now from Brazil, Hugo Calderano.
And there he is, the winner in Rio. Hugo Calderano is here to take on Truls Moregard. Two crowd favorites. You can sense that already at the Infinity Arena. Well, we've got the thrill from Brazil here. And joining us from Los Angeles, California, and bringing a little bit of Hollywood glamour to proceedings as ever, is Adam Bobro. Glad to have you with us again, Adam. This promises to be spectacular, doesn't it?
Well, definitely. We've got two of the most thrilling players in the game, the vice champion here, alongside you in person, one of the best beards in the game. Truls Moregard does just about everything different all the time. Lot to talk about with these two.
Let's have a look at that head-to-head, and actually it's 1-0 in favor of Truls. That victory coming 3-1 in the WTT Cup Finals in Xinjiang back in 2022. But it's very much about recent form for Hugo Calderano, and we'll give you more on that in just a moment. And our umpire is Adnan Ben Atia, who will be calling the players to it right now as this Infinity Arena is beginning to seriously fill up ahead of a spectacular 8 matches coming along this evening. Well, let's see who does what at the coin toss.
Calderano, toss time, please. Please, toss. Blue or red? Blue for Calderano, red for Moregard. Red, Moregard, winner of the toss. What do you choose? Receive for Moregard. Serve with you. Which side? Good match.
Well, it's red for Moregard, who will receive, and it's yellow versus yellow in terms of these nations' colors here. Let's build out this one a little bit, shall we, Adam, and work on whether or not winning in Rio is going to mean that this guy who jumped up to 6 in the rankings is going to come into here with that little bit of special sauce.
Hugo Calderano is one of the smartest players in the game. He's just a brainiac, has been for as long as I've known him, from Rubik's Cube to global map and everything, from languages speaking more than 6. The 27-year-old just has wisdom beyond his years and has recently been in incredible form. When you reach number 3 in the world and you have a dip, nobody here likes dipping, especially not at this age. Hugo Calderano has worked incredibly hard to be in the shape he's in today.
Let's have a little look here at Truls Moregard here, because obviously there has been that height that he reached as far as number 3 in the world, that coming back in 2022, and his senior titles coming along there. The feeder in Stockholm, a contender in Budapest, and he's a player who's always believed that he should be right at the very top competing. Just some details for you about what they're playing for here right now. Points up for grabs, as well as $800,000 split evenly between the men and the women. And the players who take out the men's and women's singles titles here will take home $35,000 as well. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Right now, it's about securing that place in the round of 16. And it's Hugo Calderano who comfortably has the fans vote. If you haven't voted and want to get involved, come along and join us. Join the fun at worldtabletennis.com. So, not much form in terms of head-to-head to speak of, just that one victory for Truls in this one. But this is very much about what we see in terms of that clash of styles tonight.
It's always a clash of styles when Truls is playing just about anyone. Him and Alexis Lebrun, probably two of the most unusual players in the game. And Truls definitely had his time, and I don't think his time is yet to come, but his early rise in 2021, the reason the racket he's holding was sold out for months was because he was holding it when he became the vice champion in Houston, Texas, USA. And since then, he's had some ups and downs, but Anton Kjellberg, the leader of the Swedish men now, and Truls, I think the best years are ahead.
Here we go then. Our evening is up and running. Session 2 underway with Hugo Calderano to serve.
Last one.
Now that's a start.
Can't ask for much better than that. A casual cross inside a windshield wiper receive. My goodness, what are we in for?
And he's at
2
it.
love.
He's got a stingy style. The way he pushes the ball, jabs at it, that last moment. Again, everything's unusual, and every shot he plays is different.
3 love.
That makes it 3. And any temptation for Calderano to think he's still on the beach in Rio, well, that's left behind now.
Well, he knows what he's up against. It'll be a question of figuring out the short game and adjusting. And so far, so good.
3.
Quick use of the backhand for that extra spin inside the table to get aggressive where it counts on his first opportunity.
Now he's at it, inside out for a second point.
This was a taste of Truls' own medicine. That touch, the push from Hugo, very unusual. Shows push and then speeds it up deep to the backhand for surprise. Bulkhead likes it.
And he gets the cord as well. Get the popcorn out, guys. Get the feeling anything can and probably will happen here.
It will be edgy, it will be netty. And right now, just a little bit in front in the fortune. Hugo Calderano levels it.
3 4.
And now he's on a roll.
This is very unusual. Truls' choice, again, this is what makes him so tricky. Doesn't attack that at all. Instead of going for the flick, put straight side spin on it in the push game.
4 4.
Feels like about 8 years ago now, the first time I interviewed Truls. And the question about his grip, will it change? At that point, he was already world class, and it hasn't changed. Has been 3 in the world with this unusual technique.
4 5.
And he might look at that as a missed opportunity. Calderano.
Yeah, I'd say 9 out of 10 times he'll make that shot, but Truls leaving it uncomfortably inside the table. And with the beware of dog sign up on the fence, he knows he's got to make a winner out of that shot. He knows what's waiting on the other side of the net.
Six 4.
One thing that I love about this level of play is the way the players use the table as an obstacle, which it is. It's stuck, gets in the way of you hitting shots, so use it to your advantage, place it uncomfortably at the edge. And a surprising deep push here from Truls.
And that was surprising.
Let's take a look one more time. Pendulum serve. Oh, man, at the last moment. Just holds the racket out like he's going to be all gentle. Nope.
Little turn away in disgust there from Calderano. What's fascinating here, he has a reputation, the Brazilian, as being an innovator, but what we're seeing from Truls here is out of left field.
When Truls is on, he can beat just about anybody in the world. I think in Chinese Super League, he did quite well. Had a winning record, to my knowledge, over many matches. It's easy for someone to see just a few and go, Chinese Super League, I don't know who that other guy is, I know who Truls is, you're outmatched. But no, he did quite well in China.
Hugo, 5-8 after an absorbing opening to this first game.
Nine 5.
One thing I can say about Hugo Calderano is he's an incredibly quick learner. He adapts to the game so well, and with Jean-René Mounier at his side, I mean, they've been working together for the better part of his adult life.
Oh, hello.
9-6.
You want to take a little look at a replay, if we get it there, of Truls' reaction to that.
Beautiful little Adele moment there from the forehand flick. Oh, Truls frozen. Love it. Crowd like the replay here.
7-9.
And this one swings the other way now.
The 11-point game, it's been a little more than 20 years now. Things toss and turn quickly. It's already been a roller coaster in this game one.
Seven 10.
Game point, Truls Moregard.
7.
Clips the edge of the
Game
table,
to
takes out the first
Moregard.
game, apologizes, follows the etiquette, but also comes away with the first decisive blow in this compelling matchup.
And a beautiful banana split there. The Chiquita with a bit of side under on it, or at least straight side, but 11-7. And Truls Moregard, when he is on, is very tough to stop. Constant creativity, talking with the creative man himself and Yoon Persson, teammate. And on the Brazilian side, it's the man himself who many actually had the chance to meet in person here, John.
Yeah, of course, the man that they all want to meet coming off the back of that victory in Rio. And he took part in an autograph signing session just outside Infinity Arena here. And as you can imagine, his was a very much prized signature. And there it is. Spelled Hugo, pronounced Hugo.
Yeah, it's funny how languages work. I like that he signed Hug C. If he becomes a rapper, that's going to be his name. Yo, you into Hug C? I've been into Hug C before he was Hug C, son. 1,000 people waiting. He had to be driven in for that and walk through with security. The fans know Hugo quite well here in China. The superstars, they've all got their nicknames here in China. Vice champion.
Yeah.
That's the nickname for Truls Moregard.
And Truls has got the poster boy looks, hasn't he, as well? So there's
Second
a huge
game,
following as well here.
Moregard to serve. Last all.
I've always called him the Justin Bieber of table tennis in the best way. It's a big compliment.
Last 1.
Well, score 1 for Biebs at the start of the second. Oh, behind the back.
And this time it was legit. Goes for it. A lot of people wonder why a professional would do the behind the back. If your body weight is going the other way, sometimes it buys you that extra bit of time. Instead of crossing in front, crowd like the replay once again. Another thrill from the thrill himself.
One, two.
Well, they're here to play.
Truls is quite good at punching back when he needs, keeping the racket face very open. Just high to make sure that he's got more surface area on the ball, as opposed to the spin shots inside the table to open.
When it comes to athleticism, you're going to find few to match Hugo Calderano. He just looks the part.
And he has been. I think from track and field to volleyball, his father was a PE teacher. He played many sports growing up. And interestingly enough, still does. If you follow him on social media, you can find him playing basketball in China. He can dunk, backflips on the beach, bit of football. He does all this in Ochsenhausen, too, in Germany, where he trains.
Well, Truls saw the chance. His eyes lit up. Couldn't take it.
I mean, this is a perfect touch shot. Hugo takes it right off the bounce, softens up the grip to leave it inside the table. This is what the players have to do, fight to steal the opening attack, even if it's uncomfortable at times.
And that's just a relaxing of the grip, softening of the hand.
It helps. It takes a lot of the shock absorption. It sort of adds to it so you can slow down the ball in the touch game.
Oh, that's a beauty.
5-2.
Beauty off that deep shot from Truls.
Yeah, Hugo wasn't fooled this time, and this was the exact opposite. This was Truls tightening the grip to do a quick, long push. He says, okay, not too bad, huh? That's his De Niro impression. You looking at me, huh, Hugo? You want to talk, huh?
Bieber, De Niro.
Love it. Hollywood's been waiting.
2-6.
Odd pairing, but I think we'd be interested to see it, at least for a bit.
Yeah. There's a comedy there.
Best of 5.
2-7.
Well, it's going very differently in this game. That's a 5-point lead now for the Brazilian.
I'm actually shocked that it is going the way it is, considering the style of play. I say that because Truls is playing his game very much, and to me it looks like Hugo is playing Truls' game. Like he's saying, well, I can't get into my rhythm. I might as well just play the rhythm break back. I'm going to mix it up, play funky shots, one after another. I'm not going to go for parallel down the lines, big opening spin shots. Everything's different from Hugo, but it's working out this game.
8-3.
And just a little bit of chatter coming from the Swede now.
Love the after motion there, subtle in the follow through, but this feels a little bit more typical of Hugo's game. Touch shot earned the opening, nothing too funky.
All right, he gets another break.
3-9.
Truls Moregard just up against it a little bit now in this second game.
In terms of breaks, I think it's just about even now. He's cashed in a few IOUs, the game point from game number 1 that caught the edge. Another one, if I'm not mistaken, earlier. I like this. For Hugo to play calmly, slow and spinny like that, there was no panic.
Game point. Oh, and he meant that. He wanted that, and he went and got that, and he made it a comprehensive 11-3 scoreline. It's one apiece now here in the Infinity Arena.
Can you do me a favor? Would you check Truls Moregard's cell phone real quickly? Because I think Hugo just sent a very urgent message with that 11-3 victory. Crowd likes it. We've seen the kiss cam, and now we've seen Hugo Calderano reminding us to take care of ourselves.
Early days yet, but we're gathering data all the time, and there's a big 33% slap bang in the middle of that table.
Between that and the 22 in the deep backhand corner, Hugo Calderano pinning the elbow and getting into the backhand battle. Truls' forehand is nasty. He's one of very few players outside of Asia that has a full stroke forehand, much like other players he battled against in the Chinese Super League. But from that flat hit to the inside-out forehand,
Third game,
he's so versatile.
Calderano to serve.
So we're all square once again.
All. One love.
Power again. Gonna say, Hugo's looking hot in more ways than one in the eyes of the crowd here tonight. And when he's on, it looks like he's got the ability to frustrate Truls.
I think anybody in the world when he's on. He's been number 3, playing well recently.
1-1.
It's a fine balance when you have so much creativity in your game. There are a lot of players, I think, Shushin most notably, that are excellent, who've been world number 1, but like to put on a show for the crowd.
1-2.
Well, there's no denying this. If we take a little look at the way the points have been going, there's a sway towards the yellow-shirted Brazilian and away from the yellow-shirted Swede. Just as I say that, a reminder of just how tight this can be.
So interesting to think about the ripple butterfly effect of what if Hugo Calderano went pro in volleyball instead of choosing table tennis. Had his options. Were better for his choice.
Well, he'd have a better tan, most likely. But as it is, he's doing pretty well at this sport.
Even in the tan department, relative to me, but that's everybody, basically. All of China, for that matter.
Three.
3-3, again, a little reference to fortune there. And as with any sport you describe anywhere around the world, you talk about things evening out.
It's interesting to see the Swedes that are here. In terms of coaching, when you think of who Truls has had on his bench over the years, it's been a good mix.
4-3.
But here he's doing a wonderful job of getting that stingy backhand in, recognizing a little height, constant risk assessment. How much spin do I need? I'll use as much as I have to and as little as I can.
Well, he picked the serve, and he
4.
absolutely smashed it.
Parallel shot, scraping, spin down the line, across the chest, the seatbelt shot from Hugo for the opening winner. Level again.
You want a sense of just how good this is? Keep an eye on that ball kid behind Hugo there. Absolutely entranced by what's happening here.
It's been a little while for Truls. I feel like he's ducked out of the spotlight a bit. A good performance here and there. The ranking will boost back up. It's not the first time we've seen Hugo steal the ball from inside the table. It takes incredible balance and core strength to play the ball the way he does. That right there, his legs are behind him when he plays it by the time he hits that ball.
Puts it away.
5-6.
And this is the Truls Moregard that is so difficult to lob to play defense against. His forehand, as described earlier, one touch shot there, wide, and then off the bounce, the confidence, leans in, plays it inside out, and it's gone.
And he's furious with that one.
7.
You want to talk about Truls being back? Have a little look at how he's been drawn. Round of 64, Lin Shidong and Saudi Smash. Incheon and Champions, round 32, Marlong.
This
and
right,
then that.
I mean, this is quite shocking if you're not paying close attention in this moment. I don't know if you've ever watched a sport that you didn't fully understand and the room explodes and you don't know why. Truls just had the most frustrated reaction I've seen this entire event.
That was a tantrum.
And that's how important this moment is, because they've been going point for point back and forth, but Hugo opens up with 2 serves to come, a 2-point lead, and now it's 3.
8-5.
So he's worn his heart on his sleeve, and that tells you something.
This is why we love Truls Moregard, why he's great to watch, because he lets us in. Those emotions are no secret.
5-9.
But nothing like that 1 point at 5-6. I mean, think about it. That was like if you were trying to make the most impact you could on the floor. Speaking of impact, oh! This is a crazy chop block. No. This ball right here, we were about to talk momentum. Watch what Truls does. He rips the soul out of this ball. Oh, man. You couldn't mummify that. There's nothing left to take with you in the afterlife of that shot.
And he builds on that.
9.
Scar
7.
power. Hashtag scar power. Yes, it's only 1 point, but if you make a point that's devastating, Hugo Calderano, how can that not be on your mind? A chop block that would have bounced probably 100 times on the table. You didn't even come back over. Ball kid back in the zone. Hugo's still up by 2.
Well, we're getting everything. We've seen the tantrum, we've seen the sensational, and we've seen the frustration, as now he finds himself defending a game point.
Calderano perfectly into that elbow, just moving around Truls, keeping it uncomfortable to make him choose forehand or backhand from that middle. 3 game points.
11.
And he just needs the one of them. 11-7 it is. Hugo Calderano took the decisive lead when he needed it and comes away with a 2-1 advantage now here at the Infinity Arena. And there we go again.
They are really coming around here, though. After that 11-7 victory between the Kiss Cam and Hugo, they're getting their money's worth here.
Time.
Always great to listen in. Let's go, Hugo. The last words coming from the coach, and well, he is going, and we're seeing everything. We're seeing all the emotions here, and when you've seen as much table tennis as I'm sure Adam has seen down the years, his reaction to a couple of the moments in that game tells you what's going on here. This is special.
Last major event before the Olympic Games for these two, most likely. And Moregard getting in control early in the rally to get Hugo behind the table. On top of the bounce, short strokes. Chinese Super League speed out here.
1-1.
A little bit closer.
Sensational there.
Yeah, Hugo's still behind the table, but a little bit closer than the rally before. Is able to be more threatening on the move with that forehand. See Truls stretching out the shoulder because he's constantly having to switch up his placement, reach across the body.
1-2.
You might have been commentating it. Did you call the match with Adriana Diaz and Sehyo Wan?
Sensational. The defender defended and the attacker found a way and played the no-look. And the crowd went crazy.
As they should. So I've often likened these two are sort of living on opposite sides of the spectrum here, but Truls Moregard and Adriana Diaz have so much in common in their games, and they're spectacular. I see that in Truls Moregard's punching backhand. That save, that ball looked like it would have hit him right in the center of his shirt, right in the middle of that U. Take a look one more time at the coverage. Get ready. That, how does his shoulders stay in socket, let alone keep his balance to come back and win the point?
One knee only needed to keep that shot going. Incredible. But he's on the back foot there. And it goes the way of Calderano.
Calderano's timing in this point is so good. From the moment he opens, he's got right there. He insists on taking it on the rise. No chance for Truls to get set or in position. Table tennis, you've got so many different factors. Power, of course, is a factor, but speed and timing, there's a reason Satya Nyanashekaran, Mima Ito, I mean, a lot of players. Deng Yaping, greatest of all time for women in modern history, you could say.
3-4.
There's Truls.
It had sort of a nice Swedish, like, opera feel to it.
It wasn't happy, I can tell you that much.
That said, compared to the frustrated stance of earlier, that was cake.
4-4.
We have to remember, Truls Moregard must win this game and the one to follow to win the match. But it's a matter of survival here, and, well, the lead has been taken back, tied up.
4-4.
Right now, it's a slender advantage and a timeout called. Not to any great surprise, you'd have to say. And you mentioned what he needs to do. It's a must-win now and in the next if he gets to it. But what's he got to do to come near that as we listen in?
These are the good questions. So I was trying to listen in there a little bit. Conversations about how to come down on top of the topspin, how to handle with the backhand. You can see the trace behind the ball. Positioning is going to be important. I think part of the reason Yoon Persson here, who's been a strong player for Sweden over the years and a multi-sport athlete, is a very forehand dominant player, but he also recognizes that Truls has different skill sets, and sometimes while he uses the same racket and while Truls is also a forehand dominant player, you really do have to depend on your backhand because positioning. This is why table tennis and chess have so much in common rather. Just that you're playing for space. You're setting up a point to make sure you're not exposed. You're not leaving yourself unprotected in the play. When you step around, you better hit a winner because otherwise you're burned on the wide forehand side. See how he uses the backhand here.
Well, he gets on the forehand. Gets Calderano out of shape.
Whenever he can, he'll take it. That's definitely his bread and butter. I think it's just going to be a question of when Hugo opens. Second behind the back attempt.
Six, five.
That was open, and he took it, laces it down the line.
That deep push set it up well. He got Truls to go out of position a bit, back off, create a little space on that forehand line. Side spin, Truls has got it all to set it up. When he took all the speed off that ball with that side spin brushing shot, there. Now Hugo has to run in, and this is where Truls captures the space. And now he's got all the freedom he needs, throws a little no-look, puts a bit of tomahawk spin on it to make it bend out of reach.
And punches his way back to 6-all.
Bit of break there off the net. Hugo taking advantage, but putting it right into an uncomfortable position. Watch this. Into the body. Truls naturally covering the forehand side, but look at the momentum shift. 6 out of the last 8 going the way of the Brazilian.
8-6.
Let's add to that.
Tony, Truls is one of very few players in the modern game to do the Lu Guoliang serve in the land of Lu Guoliang. Haven't seen much of it yet, but I think the crowd might appreciate it if they've been watching for a while. Although many got into the game because of Sun Ying Sha and Wang Chuqin.
9-6.
And now it's getting serious for Truls Moregard, who has to make something happen soon.
Similar score line as we saw in the last game, but it was in the way of Hugo Calderano, who would not be stopped. A man on a mission, undefeated after his last event and throughout the whole event.
6.
Yep, he's going to make it 6 in a row now, isn't he? It's match points. 4 of them for the Brazilian, who seems unstoppable right now. That was there for the taking, and take it he did.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. You don't change your game just because it didn't work for the point before. Truls Moregard constantly mixing it up. And 2 points in a row. He's created that opening with the backhand to the wide forehand side, covering the middle of the table well in the short game. Using that pendulum serve excellently. Subtle top and side spin. Not a bad receive, but at this level, Truls will know exactly what to do at that time and time again. Calderano still 2 match points left, but the serve's back with him now.
He may have had the serve, but he hasn't been able to make it work. That's a third that goes wasted, and it's time for a timeout. Curiouser and curiouser.
Understandable when you've got the brains and you've got the brains on your bench and your opponent's found a way to get through you for 3 points. Hey!
Shirt number 3.
I'm going to go 4. Yeah, change number 3.
Shirt 4.
Right. Although I think he put on the 5th shirt before the 4th this time around, just looking at the shirt itself.
Whatever it is, it's working for the man from Brazil, who is on the brink of advancing into the round of 16. Just needs to get it done. And so often that's a lot easier said than done.
Nerves are a funny thing, as is pressure and how people react to it. They've now both pulled their lifeline. No timeouts left for either of these two. Calderano really looking to finish here on his 4th match point to get on through to the round of 16.
10-9.
That's all you need to know as he prepares to get this one finished.
10.
The shot block from Truls Moregard, 4th point in a row, and he diffuses the timeout here. Watch this one more time. Oh, the guts. The racket was closed, like the upper left corner of a stop sign, or his racket for that matter. He had to be so closed on that to keep it down, and here we are at deuce.
And here we are again
11,
with the advantage
10.
to Hugo Calderano. Again with the match point. 4 gone. What happens next?
Let's do it here from Jean-René Mounier. The touch, didn't have to pull out the side spin. Again, it's that decisive, quick motion. And this is one thing that both Truls and Alexis Lebrun share so effectively, that they decide quickly. They get in right off the bounce.
But a carbon copy of what happened on the last deuce, and away we go again.
Well, the backhand, the roar, the body language is very different this time around from Hugo Calderano. With no timeouts left, he's got to serve once again on his match point to finish this.
And he does.
13, 11,
And he's there. And the fist is raised in the air. And a match that was every bit as dynamic and absorbing as we thought it might be goes away on the Brazilian.
That was not an easy finishing point. It looked like he hit a winner on his 3rd ball, and Truls brings it back fast, but Hugo Calderano, always ready for one more shot, finally able to close the door after being up 10-6. It's a 3-1 victory, and Hugo Calderano has leveled the playing field in their head-to-head in what we know will be a bright future between these two superstars who have years ahead to be some of the great threats to the Chinese domination in our lovely sport. So Truls